Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
With a continued passion for public television, we are proud to underwrite Steppin Out.
Please join us in supporting WYES television.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org.
I'm Peggy Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tucker with an exclamation point, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hello, Ms. Poppy.
Hello, Peggy.
Hello, my dear. Alfred's back. He's been busy. Alfred Richard, movie critic for WWL-TV. Hey, welcome, kiddo.
Hello there.
Hello. And Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and theatercriticism.com. Later on, we'll be remembering longtime riverboat captain. We're talking about the Natchez and the Delta Queen, Clarke Hawley, who passed away recently. So first off, though, Poppy, who are you wearing?
Oh, Peggy, it just so happens tonight I'm wearing Commander's Palace, you see.
The colors.
Don't I look just like the awning there? It's better than looking like a sofa.
True.
And this is a little preview because this is one of the ways that T and Lolly are going to be celebrating the 2023 130th anniversary at Commander's. So I hope everybody will join me in becoming a razzle-dazzle ambassador. This is one of, and there's T previewing it herself. This is one of a limited edition of 130 jackets. The pre-sale on the jackets ends tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. They're $175. They'll go up to $195 after that. And during the anniversary year, all razzle-dazzle ambassadors dining at Commander's wearing their jackets will receive special treats. So what a lot of fun we're going to have next year at Commander's Palace. But in the meantime, why don't you let Commander's Palace cook your Thanksgiving dinner? Because Chef Meg is over there rustling up the turkeys and all the fixins. You can pick up that Thanksgiving dinner between the 21st and the 23rd from 11:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night, of course, at Le Petit Bleu. And Chef Meg will also have a pecan pie for you if you'd like, or a Creole cream cheesecake. And frankly, Peggy, what would be wrong with a little turtle soup at the Thanksgiving dinner table? Nothing. So, if you want to dine out, I've got a bunch of suggestions for you. First of all, nothing more traditional than Two Jacques Restaurant for the holidays. They will be serving Thanksgiving Day from 11 a.m. till 9 p.m. continuously. Look at that delicious duck dish. 4 courses, $58 at Two Jacques.
That's good.
That's a very
Really
good deal because we're price shopping tonight. And what could be lovelier than Thanksgiving at Arno's restaurant? Well, they're serving from noon till 6 p.m., 3 courses there, $65. And to be honest with you, well, what could be lovelier? I would say that dining room at Brennan's is certainly good competition, where the children, there's a children's price for dinner, $35 for kids under 12, and there it's also $65 for 3 courses. Now, if you like a Thanksgiving buffet, the ultimate Thanksgiving buffet is back again this year at the Red Fish Grill. And they're having their buffet from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Children under 12, just $19.95. But what if you can't wait for Turkey Day and you need a little Thanksgiving right now? Well, now through November 30th at Copeland's. You can get their Thanksgiving feast to go. Look at that Thanksgiving feast to go. It's $139. It feeds 6 to 8 people, and you can order and pick it up from any Copeland's location, as I said, now through November 30th.
So it goes a little bit past Thanksgiving.
Yes,
So that's a
indeed.
deal.
If you don't get enough Thanksgiving, you can have some more.
Okay, thank you so much, Poppy. Some great ideas. And moving over to Alfred. Alfred, you have been busy.
Yes, I have.
Because, of course, there's lots of movie and television, national movie and TV production, and you've also been in some of that too. So
That's right.
proceed with your list.
Well,
list, sir.
first of all, of course, the New Orleans Film Festival just ended, and it was a success, not only in person, but also virtually. So everybody was covered. It was a great time had by all. And Poppy, every time I see you, I always get hungry because I see all these different things. But let's talk about what productions are going around, not just in New Orleans, but statewide. It is really amazing. There are at least 14 different projects, film, movie, and TV projects going on everywhere from Shreveport, Louisiana, all the way to Slidell. But I'm going to talk about a few of them that I've had an opportunity to work with, and also a few that I want to talk about. First one is called Nickel Boys, and this one stars Anjanae L. Ellis. It is set in Florida during the Jim Crow era, in which 2 young boys are unfortunately mistreated at a reform school. Very powerful stuff, and it is filming right now all the way through January 16th of 2023. It has a lot of background work. A lot of people are working on this film, so a lot of possible potential for that. Also working with Oprah Winfrey's production company. And as Hap Glaude used to say, and now something for the ladies. Zac Efron, we know him, of course, he's been an actor of great note, a young, youthful actor. He is in The Iron Claw, not the craw, the claw, for those of you who remember Get Smart. Well, this is Zac before, and now we're going to get a chance to see what he looks like as he is beefed up to become Kerry Von Erich, the wrestler. For those who may remember watching world-class championship wrestling on Sunday nights here in New Orleans, he plays Kerry Von Erich, and as you can see, he really has beefed up for the role. They wanted me as a junkyard dog, but I told them, nope, can't do it, can't do it. And also starring in it is Lily James. She plays his wife. So a power-packed little crew there, and it's being filmed right now in Baton Rouge. It started in October and will continue to go on through December. And everybody remembers Taron Egerton from the Kingsman movies and, of course, from Rocket Man, in which he played Elton John, who was a character in himself. Well, Taron Egerton is filming in this area for a film called Carry On. Note, I have worked on this film, and it is going on in New Orleans and Kenner. I really can't tell you too much about that. All I can show is that picture of Taron. I can't talk a lot of it, but again, it's going on in New Orleans and Kennebra, and it's going now through December 16th, and it's filmed for Netflix. Giancarlo Esposito, remember him from Breaking Bad, of course, and Better Call Saul. Well, he plays in the film Parish. Is filming in New Orleans now through November 18th, so it's just about ready to wrap up, but I understand they're going to do some other external shots after the Thanksgiving holidays. So he plays, of all things, a cab driver who's involved in some espionage, but it's filmed here in New Orleans, so again, don't be surprised if you see him on the streets. Meg Connolly, another great young actress. She is in a series now called The Winchesters. The Winchesters is being filmed in the New Orleans area now through December 16th. So again, the end of December, looks like there's going to be a break for Christmas. And one of our favorite people, Bryan Cranston. We all know him from Malcolm in the Middle, but of course from Breaking Bad. Here, he's done a series called Your Honor. I've had the joy of being in that series as well. Well, Your Honor Season 2 is filming right now in New Orleans, and it too will go on through December 16th. So whether you're in New Orleans, Slidell, Baton Rouge, or in upper parts of the state, Hollywood South is really rolling, and There's a lot of stargazing going on, too.
Well, Alfred, I have been watching Interview with the Vampire. I understand even early on, season 2 was greenlit.
That's correct.
But powerful stuff. Powerful
yes,
stuff.
certainly
But
not
you're
for the
in that
kids.
final episode. We don't see you exactly, or maybe you're in a wide shot, but I
Yes.
know you were also in that too.
I'm in that. They had me as a photographer for the wedding in the beginning of the series and in this section as well. And just to let you know, of course, there's another series based on an Anne Rice novel, The Mayfair Witches, which is going to come out in 2023, in which I get to play in that role, in a role that will surprise you. Let's just put it that way.
Well, early January, because I keep
Early
seeing the
January.
promos in between looking at the
Early
episodes.
January 2023.
There have been Willem Dafoe sightings. Do we know anything about that, or is he just here for visiting?
Right now, my sources indicate he's just here visiting, but I have a feeling he is working on a project, and before too long, I will get some news. We'll dig that out. We'll find out where Willem
He was
Dafoe
spotted
is.
at the Broad recently.
At the
so
Broad
never-
Theater.
I love that, when you just never know. Somebody would just turn around and they just sort of pop up.
Hey,
right?
you're William Dafoe. Yes, I am.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
All right.
And moving over to Ellen.
Well, I'm not wearing an awning, but here I am. Sorry about that. I wanted to lead off with 2 university productions that are getting ready to go off the boards. They're on right now. First of all, the Brie Loudermilk and Kate Kerrigan musical, The Mad Ones. It's playing at the Lower Depth Theater at Loyola University. Ileana Yanna's pastor is Sam. That's short for Samantha. She's dealing with the sudden loss of her best friend Kelly, played by Riley Hobson. Of course, she is sort of the ghost that comes back. Her neurotic mother, Beverly, literally has written the book on driving safely and has all the statistics out there to run her daughter's life. Sam, by the way, has failed her driving test a total of 4 times and is at her wit's end. And then there's Adam, played by Zane Zajansky, who's trying to be her boyfriend but really hasn't a clue. It's really unfortunate. They don't really scale too much of this character too much until towards the end, because he has the best show in the song Run Away With Me. It's fabulous. Late in the 100-minute long piece, I will tell you, I was especially taken to with Anja Ajarian's performance as Beverly. That's the mother again, which I found really quite expressive. She does some twirling and things of that sort as well. The Mad Ones finishes its run on Saturday night, but also finishing its run is God Is by Alicia Harris over at UNO. It's a very dark comedy of revenge by 2 twin sisters sent on a mission to deal with their horrible father who's abandoned them and tried to kill them in a fire. Racine, played by Jalen Lagrange, and Anya, played by Jahai Watson, are determined to seek out revenge demanded by their mother. It's a very disturbing piece. It touches on some problems that Harris finds with violence and dysfunctional family life in the black community. Check it out again for the last couple of plays that they're going to have until Saturday.
That's on the lakefront campus.
It's at UNO at the Robert Nimitz Theater and Lakefront campus.
Okay,
And again,
great.
another work that's dealing with some societal issues. This is reproductive rights, is operating theater. This is really going to be ending its run as well. Anita Vatchell wrote and co-directs this piece. It's really where women seek to end their pregnancies, but must do so outside of the territorial waters of the U.S. because of all the laws that are on the books. And this piece really kind of, in my way of thinking, overreaches. It really could have been a lot more thought-provoking if it hadn't evolved into a series of sort of bad jokes. But it's a serious issue, and I think it would have been better cast if the cast had been reduced a bit and the protagonist Hashtagany, that is, had been forced to confront her boyfriend maybe a little bit more head-on, and her mother, and perhaps some of these medical issues, rather than the concept of a game show at sea that totally distracts from that subject matter, as far as I'm concerned. Now, meanwhile, talking about a comedy that is worthy of seeing, Ricky Graham and company are doing it again, and they're doing it at Rivertown. They've already sold out Sunday's performance of Broadway New Orleans style. This is going to star Ricky, Jefferson Turner, Ashley Smotherman Lemler, and Jesse Terrebonne, again turning in the Broadway classics like Broadway's Chorus Line, and they also spoof Mary Poppins, The Little Mermaid, Phantom of the Opera, and God help us, they do Grease, Annie, and The Sound of Music too. So tickets, again, go for tomorrow night and for next Friday night, as well as on Saturday. So
I'm
check
going.
that out.
I can't wait.
All right,
I'm
yay. Hiya, darling. I know.
It's like Forbidden Broadway. They're making fun.
Go check out,
parody.
again, Broadway, New Orleans style. I would love to be able to say I'm going to see it, but I won't be able to, unfortunately, but I know it's going to be fun. I also want to remind everyone that Six, this is the Broadway blockbuster that everybody's been watching at what was the Brooks Atkinson, now the Lena Horne Theater. It'll be right here after Thanksgiving weekend. And if you are a young person, you're going to want to see this that deals with the 6 Wives of Henry VIII. Again, it's a very short, 90-minute long show, but very entertaining. If you like Beyonce, if you like Ariana Grande, you're going to love this. And for the older adults, here's a reminder that tickets just went on sale for Tina, the Tina Turner musical. Ooh. That's going to be arriving the Sanger February the 7th, so check that as well. And now, Poppy, I believe you're going to be at the opera coming up on Sunday, aren't you?
I will be at Hansel and Gretel because I'm pulling the winning raffle ticket at intermission. It's 52 dinners out a year. What a great raffle.
And for those of you who want to go to the opera, you know, to see that, this is Engelbert Humperdinck's most famous work, Hansel and Gretel. It's going to be at the Mahalia Jackson Theater for the Performing Arts. And those unfamiliar with the work, I urge you to go check out the 6:30 lecture prior to the start of the opera on Friday night at 7:30. And the 1:30 lecture is also going to be on Sunday afternoon. They start the opera at 2:30. Both performances will also have a talkback after each performance. Very unusual for the opera. So keep
I'm going
that
to that too. I can't wait. It's going to be a busy week.
And let me just wrap up. The last part is the Seth concert series. This Sunday, John Riddle will be the guest. Now, a lot of people don't know who John Riddle is. He just came off of Phantom of the Opera. He played Raoul. And those of you who went to see Frozen on Broadway before it was closed down because of the pandemic, he played the original Hans in Frozen. So people will really enjoy his voice. He's got a great voice. And again, Seth's concert series is rocking on, and you'll be able to see it for $25. Again, check it out.
That
7 o'clock
is
on Sunday.
such a deal.
Right.
It's such a deal. So much fun on a Sunday. Thank you very much, Alan. This week, we lost longtime New Orleans riverboat captain and historian Clarke "Doc" Hawley. This kind gentleman was always generous in sharing his knowledge of the history of riverboats and the mighty Mississippi. Let's hear from him in excerpts from the 2015 WYES documentary, New Orleans and the Mississippi River. By the 1820s, the popularity of steamboat passenger travel had flourished, and through the years, the demand for comfort grew strong.
The J.M. White was the fanciest of all. It was the Queen Mary of the Mississippi, if there was such a thing. It was paneled in rosewood and teak and mahogany, had parquet floors, silverware. It was the zenith of the riverboats.
Alas, these floating palaces were very vulnerable.
Those big chandeliers that you would see swinging back and forth in the dining room, boat comes down the river, 15 miles an hour, hits a sandbar, and the chandelier goes shaking back and forth, spilling the oil out, setting the boat on fire. A lot of the boats burned simply because of the beautiful crystal chandeliers that they carried. The president was a great, big, beautiful steamboat with a paddle wheel on either side. The Streckers family in 1933 tore out the staterooms and made this football field dance floor, which was just the biggest dance floor in the South. And they could put over 3,000 passengers on the President for a moonlight ride.
What a wonderful man. Talk about a French Quarter fixture, lived in the quarter, was very ardent in preservation, was a longtime volunteer for many groups, but including Borg Archives, now known as BK House. What a sweet, sweet man. He once told me about having the great joy of meeting Tennessee Williams when Hawley was captain on the Natchez. He actually gave Tennessee Williams a tour of the boat. Just wonderful storyteller, great, great guy. Also, quite a fixture at local restaurants such as Galatoire's. Loved to eat out, and just a very grand man. Anyway, we're certainly going to miss him.
I heard there were 2 people that played the Calliope, and he was only one of the 2. Is that correct? Or
yes, yeah. I mean, he played. That's right. Thank you. I mean, not only was he piloting the boat,
yeah,
okay, but he would play beforehand the Calliope. Exactly.
Or the Calliope, as we say.
Or the Calliope. Right. Exactly. Thank you for reminding me. Time for our picks of the week. Poppy!
Well, what an opportunity to glimpse a great view of New Orleans at night. View Orleans is going to be opening for holiday extended hours the 17th, 18th, 19th, 25th, and 26th of November. They're selling tickets for several times in the evening, so you can go up, see the skyline at night, and you can stop by and see me and Kevin Belton, of course, at the cafe there. And speaking of Kevin, he is my special holiday guest on Louisiana Eats this weekend, the holiday show. So you get to hear all about how Kevin spent his Thanksgiving.
But Poppy, back to View Orleans. If you have not gone to View Orleans yet, we're talking about it is in what is now the Four Seasons Hotel at the top. Well, a few flights up and then at the top, this incredible view. But all this interactive with Poppy and Kevin, you press a button, you get to get a question answered, like the history of the poor boy or whatever.
Well, it's a menu.
Question.
You have 12 choices on the menu, and you order from the menu, and Kevin and I pop up and cook it for you and tell you all about it.
And there's so much virtual stuff, too. You actually get to pilot a boat, a tugboat, okay? And lots of famous personages. The Baroness Pentalba pops up, and you get to hear from her. Lots of interactive, very, very high tech. And there's a cute cafe at the top, too, when you go actually to the top.
So you can have a little drink out on that
revolve.
observation deck. No, that's all gone.
Like top of the mark.
But I mean, the most hardcore New Orleanians will learn something new at View Orleans.
And sweet little gift shop, too.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. And now time for Alfred.
Well, I have to say, it's time to get ready for, of course, Thanksgiving, but also for the Christmas time as well. And my good dear friend Danny O'Flaherty, for many years, would do his Celtic Christmas. And he's back doing shows, and he's going to be in the area on Friday, December 23rd at 7:30 p.m., the Celtic Christmas at the Jefferson Performing Arts Center on Airline Drive. And you can get your tickets at jpas.org, or you can go to Danny O'Flaherty's website as well. You know, you may have a chance to see me and Danny on the stage.
Well, I was just going to say, I think there's a really good chance that your pipes will be heard, too.
Well, we might be turning a few Gaelic tunes as everyone look, and we would say yes. Well, Danny and I have gone through for many years from the days when he had, of course, O'Flaherty's Irish Pub. And when Danny and I get together, my brogue gets even deeper than his after a while. But it's a great show for everyone, great for the family altogether.
It really is, though. I mean, he's very beloved, and it's great that he'll be back here just for a little while. Thank you. And now my picks, the incredible 151st season of the New Orleans Fairgrounds opens this Friday. Check I'll be back to you, Alan, in just a minute. You won't feel left out, I promise. Go to fairgroundsracecourse.com for details. It's so exciting, the schedule. The food and drink are reasonable, so reasonably priced, and it's so much fun to watch these amazing thoroughbred racehorses. So it's opening up this Friday, but of course the ceremonial opening day is Thanksgiving. Pretty crowded that day, but many people wearing hats, some of them unique designs. Okay, more picks. Jer Allen's Egrets is one of many beautiful paintings included in the Cal Robinson Gallery group show that will open this Saturday with a champagne reception from noon to 3 p.m. Artist Tony Green's paintings will be on display for the next 2 weeks, Thursdays through Saturdays, at the Attic Gallery. That's Stacy Hoover's place. It's on top of Dopp Antiques at 300 Jefferson Highway. Tony will have New Orleans-themed paintings and a lot of Venice. You can go to tonygreen.net to see many of his works. On Thanksgiving Day from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., this is so much fun. If you're not going to the track, there's the human horse races at Easton Park on Toulouse Street in Mid-City behind Warren Easton High School. Live music, drink with contestants dressed as horses and jockeys. Onlookers bet on the races, and with that money going to a raffle of donated gift baskets and proceeds going to the Greeno Equine Sanctuary. Go to Human Horse Races, and they're races for children and the adults, humanhorserace.com for more details. This park, by the way, yes, it's on Toulouse, but it's between North Lopez and North Rendon Streets. Free admission. What a deal. And now, Alan, sorry.
Do the ayes have it or the nays? I'm sure.
Proud Booker.
I just have to say that you know it's not even Thanksgiving and we're already talking Christmas, Peggy. but we're getting notices about the Irving Berlin's Holiday Inn show that stars, of course, Leslie Castell as the director and Rich Arnold in the lead role opposite Alcee Jones III. And it's a dancing fest. The choreography will be done by Kenneth Beck, so you know it's going to be super. Again, check this out. This is not White Christmas, though. It's Holiday Inn. It's based on the 1942 Bing Crosby movie.
Love that movie.
And that was where, you know, the very famous Christmas song of all time until Mariah Carey took it over. But, you know, White Christmas came out of, and that was 1942. It's set around post-war, around 1946 or so. So go check it out. Irving Berlin's Holiday Inn. And again, I'll see you at the theater.
Leslie will be with us next week.
Oh,
I heard.
So that'll
Little
be
birdie told me
fun.
that, yeah.
Okay. And Rich Arnold and his Big Easy Boys will be singing Christmas carols in a few weeks, too.
I heard that, too. They were on the NOLA Theater Talk Show with me this past week.
Well, you scooped us.
So I
scooped
did.
us. Okay. And just a moment back to Alfred, because Alfred, we have knocked on your door, but you've been so busy on the sets. This has been a good year for you.
This has been a very good year. I'm very thankful and very blessed to have the opportunity to work on different programs and sets. And also, You Bet Your Life with Jay Leno, and our best wishes to Jay Leno as he is trying to recover from those burns and incidents. And of course, with the 610 Stompers, we picked up 15 new guys who will be hitting the streets, and I can tip you on this. We are going to be marching in the parade in Norco, the Christmas parade in Norco on December 4th. So we just keep going, and we're getting ready for the new season. So we've got more extraordinary moves from these ordinary men.
Well, my only sadness is that you're not in the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade.
Not this year. Every 4 years, it seems to invite us. We've been there in 2011, 15, 19. Probably not for 23, but we're aiming, we would like 24 because that's the 100th anniversary of the parade. And we figure, hey, Al Roker's got to see the Stompers on the 100th anniversary.
And I don't know about you, but I watch that parade from fore to aft. I've got to see all the Broadway babies, and a wonderful thing with that.
It is always great, but even better, we're dancing all the time. No lip syncing. We're still just powering through the streets of Los Angeles, through New York City, and we love it. We really do.
This year, Leah Michelle, and maybe next year, the Macy's for the 610.
Okay, that's right. Okay. Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanksgiving
Happy
to you.
Thanksgiving. Thanks so much for watching. Good night.
Steppin' Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
With a continued passion for public television, we are proud to underwrite Steppin' Out.
Please join us in supporting WYES Television.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org.